I had a nightmare that I was playing Helmet Man mode, and well, I woke up from an absolute sweaty bed and decided to get out and venture to my PC. Little did I know that I was subconsciously creating a brand new account, and a goal popped into my mind. This goal was, hey, you're having lots of fun at the wieldy, right? Yeah, okay, you know how you hate Iron Man mode? Oh yeah, and you know how killing bosses is better at a higher level? Yes, I do. Well, we're gonna decide to make you feel like you need to take on the challenge of getting yourself a whole Voidwaker from a brand new Iron Man account at the lowest combat possible that you can do it. And my goodness, I thought, wow, this is gonna be fun. So welcome to Voidwaker, bro.
Bankroll, how the saying go, got it flooded to my ankles, need a raincoat,
pair of boots and a dang bow, gotta stay flow. I might pull up in a stagecoach playing Beethoven.
Whoa.
Didn't think that it would work.
Now they coming out the woodwork,
Built up my own platform,
could say I'm in the woodwork,
made the song go viral.
probably off some footwork.
The infamous Barbarian Security Stronghold, where we all get that starting 10k cash, a great way to start our account. But I went the extra mile to start the account by getting myself 51 agility, knowing that there's going to be a long, graceful run ahead of me during all of these early game quests and little to no teleports. Yeah, having 51 agility is probably going to be good, and I've also got some mogs banked. Fire strikes are a way to any man's heart, for they give you many safe spots and decent damage at a very, very, very low level, and we shall abuse that. And this cinematic captures every essence of being an Iron Man. I think this is the best way to spend my GP, you know, getting some runes, and if not, it's completely fine. Then next it was time to abuse the minigames teleport, so I took myself to Berthold Games Room, ran down to the Rogue's Den, and I have 101 mogs waiting to be spent on that beautiful, beautiful graceful. And after contemplating which pieces would best suit me, I went for the legs and the cape. But the thing is, I don't really like the default colors of how these look, so with a little bit of magic, shebang, I turn them into white graceful. Then it was time to put my 50 agility to use by going to the pyramids to make myself some coinage. Then I thought I'd get myself some nice cinematics whilst also getting chomped by everything in my sight. Oh, holy shit, please. Jackal, leave me alone, bro. I've nearly died. I've nearly died recording a detached cinematic because of a jackal in the desert. But I'm far too hard to die just to a simple jackal. So I tried making some friends with the other players I saw at the pyramids, assuming they too would be Helmet Men mode, but no response was given. But as an Iron Man, I guess I do stand alone. So it was at this point that when I went to go and return my pyramid piece for that 10k GP and I took some damage, I decided to look up what's the maximum damage you can take at the pyramids. And it was today I also learned that you can take a 10 damage at the pyramids, meaning that multiple times I've already chanced myself at the status. So fortunately, with this new knowledge learned, I quickly went and traded in my pyramid top to get that fat 10k GP and decided the next thing I would go and do is get some HP levels. So what better way to do it than the witch's house? So after stocking up on some more runes with my newfound GP, I started spelling out spunk spells on every NPC I could find to get that beautiful level 13. Then I went and brought myself a bunch of wines, went to old Aggie's house and stole her cheese, and first things first, insta left click that bad boy to use because I don't fancy eating it. I then moved on to quickly banging out the witch's house and pretty much put myself in very close quarters with this spider, nearly taking away my status, but hey, it doesn't really matter. And it doesn't matter, because I can't die to NPCs, and that's pretty much how it's gonna go. The only way I see this status ever leaving the account is I probably get PK'd, and for that day to come, we've got quite a bit of progress until then. So we'll give this little bastard his ball back, and he gives us a lot of hit point XP in return. I think that's a good trade. Then back to the agility pyramids to make myself a lot of GP. With the GP banked and my runes now bought, I decided to use my magic level to go and cast a couple of firebolts on these geezers here, yeah, these Zamorak warriors, because they got a 1 in 50 chance of dropping a rune skimmy, so I shouldn't be here for, you know, too long. Now, being here close to 3 hours would probably be a massive pain for most people, but for me, I was kind of happy about it, because I basically got to train up my magic level to a level where I could start teleporting around a bunch, and also, just not shortly after hitting the level that I wanted, which was 37, we managed to grab our rune scimitar. Now it was time to go get myself those teleport runes from the Mage Arena rune guy, and I didn't have a knife and I couldn't be asked to run around on this account, so I just brought my main to come and open up them sweet webs for me, and I used him as a taxi towards the rune guy. Now this is huge. Being able to have teleports this early on an account is just absolutely wonderful, because the thing I most hate about early level Ironman accounts is the way they walk around the game and spend 50 hours doing so, and I was not about this life. So getting my magic up right off the bat with GP and being able to just buy these runes and teleport around was gonna make questing a lot easier also. So I escaped Azkaban and used the teleport to bring myself to Ardi and ran straight up to Barbarian Assault to get the unlock so that I can get around for the waterfall quest a lot more easily. And this is where I started getting a bit more wrinkly with my brain moves, because I decided to do Fight Arena whilst on course to the Gnome Maze. And speaking of mazes, that's exactly what we got for a random event, and I've always wondered what kind of loot you can get from here, and we managed to get to the middle with 73%, oh that big old beautiful number, and we managed to pull ourselves a very cheeky amount of 7 coal, some feathers, and iron arrows. Not too shabby. Quickly slapped up this hellhound with some nice safe spotting, and that is going to give me a nice amount of attack and thieving XP, get those early levels out the way, and right back into the waterfall quest. But another trick up my sleeve was to get this quest started in the middle of the maze so that I don't have to run all the way back through. I can simply follow the little gnome geezer when I come back to do it. And now we get to finish up on Waterfall Quest, which is going to give us a wonderful amount of XP, bringing our strength up to 30 and our attack up to 36. And as if luck would have it, I found myself in the tiny world of Gielinor with some other players also completing this quest, and they very kindly offered to stand in between me and my boss, even though their teammate over there was struggling, but hey, it didn't really matter, because in the end, they ended up attacking their warlord as well, who came over and got stuck behind me, and together we were all helping each other. This is a wonderful community.
You can move. As long as you don't walk over me. Oh.
And with the Grand Tree completed, that means that we now have 40 attack and can auto-equip the Rune Scimitar. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you game. And then quickly banging out the Sea Slug quest, because fishing levels are going to be a primary way for me to get food on this account, because I don't really have much Iron Man knowledge, so trout in the bank is going to be a good way to go. But you need more than one cooking to cook trout, so I decided to start up a few fires in this old man's house and kept buying sardines off him, cook them, drop them, cook them, drop them, buy more sardines, and well, I got my cooking levels up this way. Alright, so I just got myself a few trout because we're going to need at least 10 of those for the Death Plateau quest, so nice to have them banked. But it was time to put on the big boy pants and make my way to the wilderness, paying 100,000 gold coins, literally the rest of my bank, to be able to enter the Rev Caves, because there was a couple of things I wanted to get. Number one, I kind of needed to get the Bracelet of Ethereum. That is a 1 in 200 drop rate from the Imps, and the Imps are pretty chill. We can kill these over and over again. My stats are enough to clap their cheeks, but if I even go to the Goblins, they pretty much out-regenerate me and also do tons of damage. So the first thing I needed was to train on these Imps to get my Strength XP, whilst also trying to bag myself a nice bracelet. And that's exactly what I got my hands on, the very cheeky bracelet. So I'd obviously been stacking up the ether that I collected from these imps, which means I could insta-charge it and then put on the toggle absorption, which means I no longer had to keep picking up the ether. So very nicely done, I can now probably go and kill myself some goblins. Yo, my god, what is that? Ancient crystal? Aye, nah. What's the drop rate on that from goblins? That has got to be filthy. 150k, eh? That's got to be rare from goblins, right? Let me Google that real quick. Oh my god. That's a 1 in 5,375 chance. Oh, I could have got a totem. Worth much more. Oh, yeah, brilliant. Spending my RNG on ancient crystals then. And after only spending so many hours in the Rev Cave, it was inevitable that I would come across someone that could actually attack me. Fortunately, I managed to have a fairly quick escape, you know, we managed to bring our Varrock teleporter along, I'm not too stupid, so we escaped there, and I thought that's probably enough of the Rev Caves for tonight. I said that's enough Revs for tonight, not enough RuneScape. So I decided to low out the ancient crystal. I couldn't think of any good uses for it, and it gave me a sweet 100k, which was very much needed since that was exactly what I spent on the Rev Cave, and as you can see I have 1.2k in the bank at that time. And now this has set me up for what we're gonna call a quest montage.
Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I signed with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet. Talk about the things they're gonna say when they see me, and when they see me, they just dap me up and say good to meet me. I keep it going, flowing over this and make it look easy. Easy for me to say I do this every day of the week. I'm eager to be the one they talk about when all said and done with it. I'm the feature that they want, but then they don't want to.
And to finish up on the little questing here, we are going to finish off with the Mountain Daughter. And that's enough quests for now. So I couldn't help myself, I decided to come back to the Rev Caves to train up my strength, and with the potential of getting myself some rune warhammers. That's right, these little goblins will drop rune warhammers, but instead of receiving those at 1.5k, I received the rune plate bodies that share the same drop rate. So I can't really complain, it's some easy free GP early off, but the Rune Warhammer is what I would like to be using when I go to take on Calvarian. And not all too much later, I managed to get myself another bracelet of Ethereum, which a nice safe spare one, and followed up by some Rune Ore, which isn't that rare, but yeah, not too shabby. I guess we can use that for something I don't know about. Now, given my limited Iron Man knowledge, I didn't really know where to go and get food, so I thought I would go do some Temporos. It's a pretty chill mini game, and there's a chance of me getting a soaked book. Not that I care about that, but the tiny Temporos pet would be kind of cool, so I was like, oh, maybe there's a very slim chance I can get that, but I do know for a fact I will get a lot of raw fish here, which is exactly what I wanted. So I went and grabbed all the rewards that I saved up, and we got a nice little batch of raw food that I went and cooked at the Rogue's Den. And now, with a bank full of food, it's time to actually go get some gains, and I'm going to be spending the next amount of time leveling up some combat, i.e. strength, at these sand crabs. So yeah, I'll pretty much be doing this for quite a while, and these are the stats to end off this episode. I pretty much don't really know where I'm going directly with my route to get this Voidwaker. All I know is I need to get to LMS, which requires 750 total. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
The bankroll, how the saying go, got it flooded to my ankle.